happy. Ah, no. But here we go, jumping into our fresh best of 3 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Whispers of Gold. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Zerg player, the blue Zerg from Belarus. It is Nikich. Let's watch the one and only true Terran. You are Protoss player in my mind. True. Yes, Eba, his main race is Protoss. Can confirm. He tries to cosplay as Zerg every now and then. Tries to. Nah. It's Protoss. Just like Clem. Feels bad, man. But alright, if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. If you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat. For those that are curious, ByuN, he is the only Terran player in the brackets, and he's up against a sea of Protoss and a couple of Zerg players ahead of him. We'll see how far our lone Terran can go. Likewise, Nikich, he is the last Zerg player. I mean, arguably the only Zerg. Like Eba, I guess he doesn't really count. I mean, Eba was playing random, wasn't even playing Zerg. So Nikich, the last Zerg player, ByuN, the last Terran. Alas, they're gonna knock each other out. Only one can advance on to the semifinals. There can be only one, either ByuN or Nikich. Best of luck. Best of luck here, as we end up with our economic opener. Just Rax Expand out of our Terran player. Likewise, Hatch Gas Pool out of Nikich. We go. Talk about the random turtle play Eba. Ah, true. Eba, he's just trying to find out who he is, okay? Is he a Protoss, a Zerg, a Terran, a random? Maybe that's his calling. Figure it out. I still think he's gonna land as Protoss, but regardless. So far, I mean, one drone does go down. Massive pickoff here from ByuN. Very nicely done. Behind this, going for a third CC before Starport. Economic opener out of our Terran player. And we'll see if Nikich can keep up. As we are loading into Whispers of Gold, welcome one and all to one of the smaller, more aggressive maps in the map pool. Smaller map, shorter rush distance by ground, more exposed bases as well. We've seen many a Terran player embrace and pop off here with more aggressive builds, referring to 8 Raxes, for example, staying on 3 bases, throwing down extra Raxes, and just committing across the map. Can hit quite hard. Likewise, we'll just keep our eye on ByuN here. Likewise, Nikich as well. I feel like he's also known for being a little bit more of an aggressive player. We saw a little bit of that in Game 2 in his series versus Eba. We'll see if he does try to end the game early, if he throws down an earlier Roach Warren and commits into a more aggressive style. Back at home, 1-1-1. Tech Lab is done. There's Yadonsov going 3cc Banshee here from the side of ByuN. Very standard play so far. Sometimes cosplay as bronze. Ah, no. Esther Captain Fish. Not like this. Not like this. Good to see the favorite player in the chat. Good morning. Buenos dias. ByuN looking for a way in. Win. Alas, gonna be zoned away. Be zoned back here. Building up his Banshees. Overlord does scout. Overlord does confirm. Oh, as ByuN fakes Cloak. Not bad. Does fake the upgrade. Again, it's going to be a lighter commitment here from ByuN. Preserving his gas. Switching harder here. Back into his bioproduction. Upgrade. Stim on the way. More maxes. And he's hoping that Nikich does overreact. Spores are on the way. Not yet pulling in. Getting his third base up and running. Had the hopes that Light was honest. Oh no. Yeah, the favorite player. Let's go. I could be mistaken, but technically I believe Captain Fish was what, top 2 Terran in the tournament? Unironically. ByuN and then Captain Fish. Oh my god. Crazy. It's facts. Top 2 Terran confirmed. As ByuN does pull away, doesn't quite commit yet. Just kind of poking in, denying creep, containing Nikich. I mentioned earlier that I was curious if Nikich was going to be more aggressive or more assertive, but so far he has been droning. He's been droning, saturating, getting his 4th base, taking his gases here at the 3rd, investing into his upgrades, committing to Ling Bane once again. No Roach Warren. No hidden tech. ByuN is being forced back. Behind this, yo, big shout to Captain Fit. Oh my god. Hey, Papi. Thank you so much for the gifted sub to Setsuna. Did he throw more subs his way to make it more honest and stuff? What do you mean? What I said was true. Oh my god. But thank you. Thank you so much, Captain Fish. Thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I'm sure Setsuna appreciates the sub as well. Gracias, gracias. Hope you enjoy the emotes. Hope you enjoy the replay packs. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. As we have a bit of a pause, hopefully everything's okay. Once again, maybe a cat jumping. Oh, I guess for a ByuN, it wouldn't be a cat jumping on the desk. It'd be a dog. A doggo. Oh, okay, okay, we're good.
Game resumed.
The doggo. Behind this ByuN, he did force a cancel. Not bad. Still building up back at home. Throwing down his 2nd factory. Gases are being taken. So ByuN, he's not going for a 3-base all-in. He is teching. And behind this, we should soon be seeing a 4th CC. So now he is moving out. Here comes that armory for 2-2. Clearing of creep. And Nikich, won't quite jump on this. Won't quite commit. Almost. Almost found the tanks. Hive is on the way. Nikich trying to hold his own. Meanwhile, losing one of the queens. Does go down. Banshee survives. Survived for now. ByuN has to be so careful in how he engages, going for a split push. 2nd army on the right-hand side. Double drop even. Is spotted. This is the favorite sub-gifter. Oh! So far, drop is going to be dealt with actually catching the queens. 1 queen goes down, 2nd queen as well. It is going to be a one-way trip as Metavex are falling. At the same time, the main army does collapse in. And Nikich looks like he will clean this up. Takes down the tanks. Bio army does trade well though, focusing down the banelings. Another tank! No, it lives! 1 shot away! 8 HP! Tank barely does survive. Nikich pulling away a little bit prematurely. I mean, he would have lost all his banelings, true. Things were a little bit dire. ByuN maintaining his position, moving out with another push. Nikich having a hard time. +2 is denied. Oh my god. That should not have happened. Likewise, ByuN gets caught out. Nice connections. Banelings, they shut down the bio. Again, rotating over. Hive is done. Vipers are on the way. Nikich is keeping up. He's okay. ByuN has been trying to pull him apart. Ooh, no active tumors. Base is under fire. He should be able to hold on. Force the pickup. Now dropping into the main. And Nikich is having a hard time here. Once again out of position. The Marines, they trade well. They shut down the Lings. He picks up, drops again. He just keeps going. Ah, no. And Nikich doesn't really have the supply to defend both locations at once. Not like this. Once again picks up. Medevac goes down to the main. Nikich though, he's holding. He's holding back. That tank is still alive, by the way. It's still there. Feels tank, man. Mines have hit the field. There's not really too much to support this army, so it looks like we should clean this up, even forcing friendly fire. A nice defense by Nikich. Cleans up those mines. Ultras have arrived, going Link Bane into Ultra, this time no Hydras. But the downside of this kind of composition here is lack of anti-air. These drops are still just so annoying. Becoming such a pain to deal with. Nikich, has he had enough? Yeah, he's pushing. He's had enough defending, which means he's vulnerable back at home. Commits across the map. He's trying to push into the mineral lines. Oh my god. A massive Bailey connection. Sorry, massive widow mine shots I meant to say. The mine shots go up. Bailey, they do crash into the mineral line. We get some SCV kills, but at the same time, the bases are falling. The bases are going down. Nikich racing back home. The drops continue, and Nikich is now falling behind. He's now falling in supply here. So moving in once again. Oh, can he get the expansion? No, he can. Barely can. Two bases go down, drops into the main. And he wants those Vipers. He gets one, he's gonna get both. Oof, brutal pickups. And Nikich has been broken. Losing two bases, losing the Vipers. He's barely treading water, double expanded to try to keep up. And the drops, they continue. They continue. And so like ByuN has been going for these main pushes. He hasn't been. Just been purely drop play here. Drops, they just continue. They're just pulling Nikich apart time and time again. With all these ultras, he can take a main fight, but that's why ByuN isn't giving it to him. Oh, finally, the tank! It's gotta go down. Finally. And now this is the army. Now ByuN's pushing. He's got Marauders, Ghosts are on the way, Liberators as well. Minimal factory production. Despite that, still has to be careful. He does push into creep. As that is a lot of ultras. They have kindness plating, they have ultra speed. They're now +3. Once again, the third base goes down. ByuN moving in. That's one last fight here that Nikich has in him. As ByuN gets a base, backs up. Goes through more draw play. Never mind. There we go. Just playing it safe here. No need to commit. And he's just dive in, clearing out more creep. Staying at the Liberators. Dropping But the main base is deflected, but alas, oh no, these bases are exposed. It takes out one of the ultras. Fungal doesn't quite connect. And Nikich just zoned away. Drones are falling left and right. The bases are exposed. That's still a lot of ultras though. It's a lot of ultras. And he will force ByuN back. And even though he fights against the main army, there's still 31 drone kills. The libs are still popping off. Dropping the main base, takes down the Ultra Cavern. He's being pulled apart. You have drops everywhere. The main, the natural. Liberators here at the third, the fourth. Losing every single drone, and Nikich is all in. Completely all in at this point. He's moving out with this main army. And this is all he has. It's all he has left. He's going to make his way into the mineral line, but he had nothing shoots up. The Liberators! There's too much freedom! There's too much freedom. Tanks on the high ground as well. Snipes popping up. Oof. And as the ultras are falling, there's just no replacement for this. GG gets called as Nikich runs out of steam, and ByuN will take game number 1. GG. ByuN does take a lead in the series. Again, Nikich, he was able to hold his own for a time, but again, he just had such a hard time keeping up with the drop play, especially when we saw the triple drop in the main, then go back to the third, then to the main, just back and forth over and over again. Of course, Nikich having limited anti-air and yeah, was torn apart. With that, GG. GG well played. ByuN takes the lead, and we'll see if ByuN can advance on here and now to the semifinals, or if Nikich can bring it back. Let's go. Let us go. As it looks like game 2 is going to be on El Dorado. Do you need Corruptor as Vipers alone to get rid of the medevac Liberators? Typically you can get away with Vipers alone. Eventually you can go into Spire play. Like as the game goes longer, you can go into Spire play into like Corruptor, like Broodlord Infester. But Vipers are what you have to rely upon. If you remember, when I was referring to that triple drop, like going back and forth between the bases, that was the same drop that also killed 2 Vipers. Remember, there were 2 Vipers, 2 full NG Vipers in the main. They got sniped early on. That was, yeah, that was that was also kind of like a really brutal moment that did swing things more in favor of the Terran. But here we go, we're getting into our next game, and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of El Dorado, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player from Belarus. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is Nikich. So yeah, ByuN was able to just capitalize on the fact that he sniped both of those Vipers really early on, and again, it meant that there was that much less anti-air to deal with ByuN's drops, to deal with all those medevacs. So he was torn apart. Nikich, I mean. But here we go, getting into game 2. Here on El Dorado, I'm curious to see how our players do approach this. Again, we have seen many a Terran player even mine through these patches, rush into the goal base, and use this goal base as the basis, as the foundation of a 3-base all-in. Of just going for an 8 racks, of having a boosted economy as well. It can hit very hard and very strong. We'll see if ByuN is one to embrace that. He could even go for the base on the other side as well. Otherwise, we can just take these normal bases and go for a longer game state instead. ByuN has options. So does Nikich. Again, El Dorado does feature the gold base as the gold center base as well, which could be taken advantage of. Otherwise, could just expand away from each other as well. You can approach this map in a different way. As we get past the tuna. Beautiful. Moving out across the map. Reaper dips into the natural. Oh! Okay, doesn't get the drone. I almost spoke too soon. Drone under fire. Reaper gets a ling. The Queen does arrive, and with that, Nikich will hold. Just zoning the Reaper away. Likewise, also very important that ByuN does maintain control of this. Oh my god, it takes a lot of hits. And will barely escape. I was going to say that he maintains control of this location to make sure that Nikich does not mine through these minerals. But Nikich looks like he's not really too concerned with that. He will back off and most likely will take the linear third base instead. Keep an eye on Nikich. Likewise, ByuN trying to do the same. Behind this, going for a third CC. Yep, on location. We spoke earlier about this gold base, and ByuN, he wants the gold. Does want it. Going for a 3cc into Starport, into potentially Banshee. So standard opener here out of ByuN, outside of how greedy this third base is. And the pressure is now on Nikich to punish this would-be gold. Can he punish? Like, it isn't just that this is a gold base, it's so greedy for ByuN to expand on location. Meanwhile, that is an insanely fast lair. Let's go. Rushing into a fast lair, Roach Warren's on the way, staying on 2 bases, still no third to speak of. Gases are being taken. And it looks like Nikich is planning to go for a Roach Rush, which is where these Banshees can be quite effective. Banshee play, I mean, the reason why they're so common or why they're so standard is that they can keep you safe against Roach aggression. Emphasis on can. As they can slow down Roaches, they can target fire Ravagers and whittle away at the army. We'll see when Nikich does cut worker production. Taking off all gases. Joining up. And there it is. Now, I assumed it was going to be like maybe Roach Speed into like a Roach All-In on the ground, or maybe even a German Taxi, but no, it's a Nidus. Let's go. We're going for a Nidus base All-In instead. ByuN is in the dark. Now, he is checking for the expansion. He's checking for the third base. For all ByuN knows, though, the other third could have been taken, the triangular third even. I mean, he's checking. Yeah, the Banshee does dip in, and now ByuN, he knows there's no base. There's no base, and All-In is coming. Now, it could be 2-base Muta, could be 2-base Roach. There we go, Nidus is on the way, and ByuN, he has vision! He sees! No shot. He spots the Nidus, he pulls the boys. And will it finish? Barely it will. Nidus does complete, Roaches are on the way. The base is being targeted down. No transfuse! No transfuse in time. The base falls. Sorry, the Nidus falls even. The army is isolated. Backup Nidus finishing up. Will complete. Getting 9 SCVs so far. But Nikich, he has to go for the main. He has to go for the kill. As this is still not enough damage. There we go. Nidus in the main base so far, undetected. And we can just bounce from one base to the other. Let's go. Send it, Baffy. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. The Nidus will complete. The main base is compromised. What do we have to defend? We have 2 Banshees. We have a handful of Hellions. No bunkers. No tanks. The boys are being pulled. And Nikich, can he break ByuN? Oh, he has the tank. He needs it. Does focus down. Tank goes down. Massive pickup. Tank does fall. There's no cloak. Banshees are being targeted. And Nikich, he's done it. He has done it. GG gets called. And we are going to the ace match. Whew. Oh my god. GG, well played. Nikich, again, he was able to hide the all-in, but a big reason why this is so hard to scout, specifically on El Dorado, if you remember, it took a long time for ByuN to realize that there was no expansion. Remember, ByuN, he kept scouting the linear third base, but he didn't get to scout the triangular third until the Banshee. And by the time the Banshee saw the third, the Nidus was already on the way. The Nidus was already on the way across the map, so we're getting a really late scout there from ByuN, as of course he did rely on... Oh, hold on. As of course he did rely on that Banshee scout. There was no like scan into the main or scan into the third base. Specifically on El Dorado, you can hide the fact that you haven't expanded just because of the terrain, just because of the map itself. So that was one of the factors. Of course, the other one was, of course, that there was no vision in the corner of the main base. ByuN, he did not see that second Nidus. Even though the first Nidus got up and running in the natural, that was not the end of the game. ByuN, he could have made a stand in the main base and held from there and re-expanded. Remember, ByuN, he had 3 CCs. He had plenty of buildings or plenty of command centers to build up those SCVs, but alas, he had no vision of that second Nidus worm. GG. GG, well played. Whew, we're going to the ace match. And we'll see. We'll see if ByuN can cause the upset and bring down Nikich, or if Nikich can make it through. Kappa. Kappa. Of course, ByuN is the favorite player to make it at least to the semifinals, maybe even the grand finals. But Nikich, he is posing a big threat here so far. Was able to catch him off guard. Of course, the map was a big factor. Up next, game 3 is going to be on Ultra Love. Ultra Love is going to be coming up next. And unlike the previous map, it is going to be a little bit harder to hide tech and to hide an all-in. It is a relatively small map, so we could still try to commit to aggression. I do favor, or I say favor, I would say that Nikich, his best chance at catching ByuN out of this series and knocking him out of the tournament is going to be with these all-ins, but it's going to be much more difficult here to hide that, to get away with that here on Ultra Love. So we'll see. We'll see what the plan is going to be here. We'll see how Nikich does approach this. Here we go. Yo, that's crazy. Oh no. I was talking, okay, so a slight yeah, let's we can talk about the bracket here. Just because we have a little bit of downtime, our players are asking for a moment. More than happy to give it to them. But we just got an update here in the chat. Art took down Nightmare 2-0. Art, he already caused an upset. He already caused an upset taking down Shameless, and now he takes down Nightmare as well. I did mention that Nightmare, he has been less active recently. He has been playing less StarCraft. He has been on a break. But despite that, even a Nightmare that's out of form, I would still favor. And Art, he brings him down. Crazy win there from Art. GG, well played. As I mean, it's a PvP, anything is possible, but yeah, very well done there by Art, because it didn't just take down Nightmare, but Shameless as well. Big wins. As I believe Art does advance on to the semifinals. For now though, our players are ready and we are jumping into the ace match. Let's go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Blue Zerg player. The Blue Zerg tying up the series, forcing the ace match. Can he bring it all the way? Can he make it to the semis? Can he cause the upset? It is Nikich. Let's go. Let's go. So we're getting here into that ace match. And again, just to reiterate, the all-in that Nikich had gone for was made more difficult to confirm and more difficult to scout because of the map itself, because of El Dorado. Here, welcome one and all to Ultra Love. Ultra Love, which does have a short rush distance by ground. True, it is a little bit shorter by ground, but the bases are much more defendable. Here we have a ramp coming into the natural. Likewise, we have a choke point coming into the third. You can even knock down this tower to fully wall this location off. So in general, it is much more difficult to be aggressive here, much more difficult to be all in. The rush distance by ground does help, don't get me wrong, but there's still other factors here that work against the aggressing player. Likewise, these narrow choke points in the center as well. We often do see a lot of late game and a lot of split map scenarios on Ultra Love. Does often occur. So we'll see how Nikich will approach this. Does he once again play Roach in a different way? Does he play more standard and get into Lingbane Ultra again like we saw in game 1? Do we see something different? Do we see him go into another fast layer into Mutas, for example? There are options. We'll see. For now, Rax Expand, standard opener here by ByuN, and Nikich back at home, Hatch, Gas Pool, standard opener as well. Nothing crazy in the early game. We'll keep an eye on that lair timing. As Reaper does move out. Reaper does zip in, threading the mineral line. Oh, he wants that drone. Does want it. So far, Nikich, he does pull away in time. So far, good defense. Hasn't lost anything yet. Oh, ByuN, he wants that Ling. He wants it. Doesn't quite get it. Whew, so far, so good. Nikich holds. Zones Reaper away. Nikich will establish his base. Back at home, ByuN going for a third CC. This time, not on location. Again, ByuN, he was even hyper greedy last game, going for it at the third. It was crazy. At the gold, even. But this time, the third base is in the main. So once again, 3 CC into Starport, 3 CC Banshee out of ByuN. Really, my eyes are on Nikich. Does pull out of gas. Pulls out of gas. Link speed is on the way. No fast lair, not this time. So far, Nikich is settling in. Oh, speaking of fast roaches, there it is. Roach Warren gets thrown down just under the 4-minute mark. The Reaper is going to be shut down. The Scout is denied. But last with this, there's no lair, right? There's no fast lair, so it looks like more standard play out of Nikich. I say standard play, like it looks like roaches into a roach opener into the mid game. Into 3-base saturation. Not an all-in like previously. ByuN is in the dark as to what's going on. He has yet to confirm. As we do have those 4 roaches on the way, but again, this should just be for defense. So we can calm things down. We can just drone up. The lair has begun at the 440 mark. So we have our lair. And this can still be aggressive, but it will be a more later form of aggression as the Liberator does arrive to threaten the mineral line. No Banshee this time. Oh, does get one of the queens. Yeah, brutal pick off Haley's. They dive into the mineral line and Nikich is being torn apart. The queens are going down. The drones are getting roasted and Nikich is out of position where the roaches. They're rotating over, but it's too little too late and this is getting out of hand. This is becoming too much. Oh my god. Yeah, the boys are being pulled. 16 drones go down, and before we can hit the mid-game, it might just all be over here and now, as this is brutal damage. 16 drones. Ay, ay, ay. Workers. Okay. We're okay. We're okay. We're okay, back. 18 workers towards the end. And back at home, ByuN just getting his third up and running, getting it fully operational. And from this position, Nikich, he might just be forced into the all-in. He has a lair, he can start roach speed, he can build up his roaches. There we go, roach speed is on the way. He is going for a bit of a counterattack. We'll see what he can get done. Back at home, tanks are amassing, marines as well. ByuN is ahead, all he has to do is survive. All he has to do is defend. And that's what the tanks are here for. He's building up his tank counts. Nikich, he does cut workers at 46, and I think this is one of the only calls here available to Nikich. After losing all of those drones, at this level of play, you cannot macro. You cannot just drone up and try to catch up and get a 4th base. Like, that's not going to happen. So here, Nikich, he is massing up roaches. He's going for a 2-base all-in. This is basically a 2-base all-in here from Nikich. And his hope, the one chance here is that ByuN is too greedy, that ByuN gets like a 4th CC and throws down like 2 more factories and like another armory or something, like that he cuts too many corners and he gets caught off guard. Or if he gets caught unsieged, true. As ByuN doesn't have to move out like this. Is getting more production behind this. He is going to be pushing onto creep. And remember, Nikich, he has not droned in quite some time. He's setting up for the surround. ByuN in a way exposing himself. Pushing up to creep. Nikich going for a massive counterattack instead. Oh, he wants to tank. He won't quite get it though. And Deeper does wall up in time. Nikich taking down one of the tanks. Busting into the mineral line. Gets a second tank as well. And ByuN is getting caught out. SCVs are falling. This is some good damage, but he needs more. Needs to get more done. Gets another tank. All the tanks have fallen. SCVs are going down. ByuN is in trouble. Can we do it? Break the third. Can we break the third base? Another tank is going to fall as well in the main. The production is being shut down. And again, the one chance here for Nikich was for ByuN to be aggressive, and he was. But is it enough? ByuN is stimming in. We don't have any more roaches. The army in the main was cleaned up, but ByuN he holds. Whew. ByuN does hold, but he lost 28 SCVs in the process. That was maybe the best that Nikich could have hoped for. Like, for ByuN to move out like that, for him to be caught with his pants down, that was maybe best case scenario. That was good damage, but still ByuN is still ahead. He's still ahead, still up in economy. Nikich moving in, up, gets another tank. Another tank goes down. Ooh, but alas, there's just too many Marines. Yeah, too many Marines in position. Nikich is not finding a way in. And the longer this goes on, the better it is for ByuN. Oh, as Nikich is now droning. He's now droning up. It was a late realization of this. Late drones here for Nikich. After the first push, I think he could have gotten away with it. Here, it's quite risky. Here, it's still quite risky. As Nikich, he's hoping, he's praying that ByuN backs off and that ByuN stays at home. And that Nikich is allowed to get a fourth base and somewhat drone. Scan reveals the third, reveals the army. And here comes ByuN. Yeah, ByuN is not going to take this line down. He's moving out, and Nikich is vulnerable. And he can't afford to lose his fourth base. He can't afford to lose it. Nikich, he does not spot the drop. He doesn't see it coming. He's in position at the third. And ByuN, does he go for the fourth? Does he dive into the natural? He's just going straight for... Oh my god, he's just going straight for the natural. He dives in. A couple of workers are going down. Trades with the roaches. Not a bad trade here from ByuN. And he's just rallying in. He just rallies across the map, going for a pseudo base trade. ByuN going for the third, dropping into the main. Likewise, Nikich across the map as well. The base trade is maybe Nikich's only chance, but even then, ByuN's army is just so much faster. Oh, everybody's taking a lot of hits. Roaches, they take over the third. They shut down some of the production. And Nikich, can he defend back at home? Can he hold? Deflects the drops. ByuN's main army doesn't really gain any ground. Nikich massing on more Roach Ravager. Can he surround this army? Not quite. Like, if Nikich, if he ran back home with this army, then maybe. Still trading, though. Not bad. Oh! He gets a tank. Apparently does get it. The had a cost. Still rough trades here for Nikich. Yeah, still rough trades. Once again being forced back. ByuN is supply blocked. Can't make anything. Still out trading the roaches. Nikich, he responds. He moves out with everything he has. Okay, he thinks about it. It does reinforce. ByuN still not moving in. Nikich, he commits. He has the high ground. Tank is exposed, and he wants it. The boys are being pulled. The tank does get targeted. ByuN doesn't turn around. He is. Yeah, he's turning back around. More SCVs are falling. If the Ravagers were here, then maybe we could be a little bit more successful. It's an expensive trade for Nikich. Very expensive. He's lost 70 roaches so far this game, and here comes the push, and this is a terrifying army. Nikich, he needs ByuN to turn around. Oh, the Fungals! Oh no! One Infestor goes down. Massive pickup. He's got 2 Infestors left. Sorry, 4 Infestors left. Oh, this is a terrifying army, though. There's still so much bio. 3 tanks. The Fungals, they need to connect, and even then... And then it's not going to be easy. Gets 1 tank. 1 tank goes down. There's 2 tanks left. 1 barely standing. You can see Nikich was trying to snipe that tank. Cheeky moves. ByuN still reinforcing. A 3rd tank has arrived. Third tank for ByuN. Nikich trying to dive in. We'll get one more. Bleeding out queens though. And rough losses. Getting one more tank. But the bio army is still a problem. We need those fungals. Ah, he gets another infestor. He gets one. He gets almost two more. Decent trade here from Nikich. Decent trade. At the same time, ByuN dives in, gets into the mid-range. Drone's going to be going down. Oh, and that's going to be it for the economy for Nikich. Losing everything. 18 SC vehicles at the same time. Roaches across the map. 20 SCVs. Yo. 20 SCVs going. He's crazy. He's cracked. Oh my god. Okay. Let's go. Oh, he's. I was going to say 3 infestors. No. He's down to 2. Sorry, down to 4. Losing another infestor as well. These are brutal losses. Brutal losses here for Nikich. These infestors, they're so valuable. He's going for the base. He's going for the expansion. He gets it. The hatchery goes down. Biozone connect. Back at home, ByuN, he's got 2 tanks. He's got 2 tanks back at home. He's got a hefty amount of marauders. How many infestors? 4. 4 infestors. 2 fungals. The other 2, they still have to regenerate their energy. They need more time. Army a little bit out of position. He gets 1 tank. Takes down 1 tank. He's got a couple of fungals left. This ByuN will chase. Catching up more roaches. Still waiting for another fungal. And not enough roaches. Yeah, there's not enough here. It was an okay fungal, but Nikich, he's running out of steam. He's just running out of army. If he had saved the expansion, then maybe he could sustain himself. But this entire time, ByuN has been muling. He's been rebuilding those SCVs. 4th CC is done. It was a good effort. Like Nikich, he fought his heart out. It was a rough start. Remember, this game started with 16 drones dying to a Hellion run by. Remember that. It's like Nikich, he was dead in the water at the start of this game. And he clawed his way back in. Tenacious, papi. Let's go. Like, it was a rough start. Good. And then all ByuN had to do was defend, if you recall, and ByuN didn't. He got caught out. And then we got scrappy. We go back and forth. But last Nikich, he barely has an army anymore. He barely has an army. Let out too many units. Fungal's gonna be going up, but there's no follow-up. ByuN can just take the fungals in the face. He's fine. He likes it. He likes the fungals. And with that, GG gets called. ByuN, he breaks on through, and ByuN will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. Whew, GG, well played, ByuN. He survives Nikich. He does survive, does take it in the end, does advance on. But a shout out to Nikich because, again, things were looking very bleak there for Nikich at the start of the game, losing all those workers, falling behind. If you recall, he was forced into an all-in, basically. Like, he had to all-in from being that far behind. And Nikich, he played well for himself. He was able to, I mean, he almost caused an upset. He almost brought ByuN down. It was a very, very shaky back and forth. And in the end, GG, well played. ByuN does advance on, and now we are getting ready for our semi-finals. Let's go.